$15,000. That's exactly what this one gold trade did inside my $200,000 prop firm challenge. But here's the crazy part. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a random breakout that I caught. I actually expected this move before it happened. While everybody was chasing price, I was sitting here waiting for one specific demand zone move. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why I entered, why I wasn't nervous, and why I believe gold is one of the easiest markets in the world once you understand how it moves. And by the end of this video, team, you're going to finally understand how to let price come to you, because that's where your edge is. Let's go. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Wayne, the Scalp King. And if you're new here, I'm documenting my journey to pass $200,000 prop firm challenge with FTMO. No fake gurus, no rented Lambos, just real trading, just real profits and real losses if they happen. Every episode, you will see exactly what happens.
So I let price pull back a little bit more, and we are right here deep into these wicks here. So deep into that structure. So this is what I'm liking. So it took a lot of patience, just watching, letting it just drop. But we deep into those wicks.
When I opened my charts this morning, I wasn't looking for trades. I was looking for one area. So gold had already shown me where institutions were interested. That's what I waited for. I wasn't really looking at indicators too heavy. I just price returning back to the quality demand zone that y'all see down here. Notice one thing. Notice this zone right here. Most people would have ignored it, but this was the only place I cared about.
So I'm going to take a buy right at this spot here. So I'm going to take a long position right here. We're going to ride this up here, and we're going to put a stop loss about right here. So this is going to be my trade, and let's see how many points that is. So that's looking like over 5,000 points. So if I was to actually catch all of this, I would pass the first phase because I need to make $20,000. And if we go $4 times 5,000, you got 20,000. It would look like it was 6,000. 4 times 6,000, 24,000. So, I mean, I definitely think we can make 10,000 for sure. And that'd be half of the first challenge done. But you got to make, let's see, 10% on the first challenge and then 5% on the second challenge once you pass the first one. We might be able to pass this first one. And then once you pass the first and the second, then you become verified. As long as you meet all the rules and stuff like that, then you basically a funded trader. And I'm going for that $200,000 account. All right, so price is slipping a little bit lower. So that's even better. So I'm gonna get in right here. And I might have to get out when price get to this level, honestly, because you got the 50 moving average. The 50 moving average is that red line that's on top of the candles, that red line. So I'm gonna put it right under there. So that's probably realistic, but I'm definitely catching it at a low spot. So let's head over to the FTMO account and take a buy. So here it is, the $200,000 one. Let's take a trade. We're gonna take a $4 lot size, and we're gonna take a buy.
So here's where most traders lose. They think just because they showed up, they got to catch a trade. And that's just not the case. It's not. It's about waiting. I literally sat here and did nothing. No FOMO, no chasing candles, no revenge trading, nothing like that. All right. First of all, this is the only trade I took. So nothing like that was happening. I wanted price to come to me. And eventually it did. It came right where I wanted. A lot of like beginner traders, they will say, oh, gold is dropping. Let me take a sell, because they saw it's been dropping for a while. Let me take a sell, not knowing that they're about to sell into a demand zone.
We about to murder the markets. 6K just getting started. Early in the morning, already balling. Brokers say we be hitting them the hardest, and I'm just getting started. We bout to hit the markets. Yeah, I'm about to murder the markets. I'm about to murder the markets. 100K and we just getting started. Yeah, I'm about to murder the markets. I'm about to murder the markets. Already know we hit them the hardest. Shit.
The second price tapped this demand zone, I was ready. My stop was already planned. My target was already planned. There was no emotion involved at this point. The trade was basically over before I even clicked the buy button.
Hey team, what I tell you, right on the money. Right on the money. Price reverse there. So we gonna just try to ride this up to where the 50. I'm gonna track the 50 moving average. So as the green candles keep getting higher, as gold keep going up, the 50 gonna come more down. It's gonna come down. So I'm gonna have to keep, adjusting this take profit. But for now, we're gonna keep it there. So we up $6,000, just like that. Half the challenge is almost done. But this did take some hours, and I know a lot of you guys are not that patient. But this took some hours to develop. But once it's done, it's done. Once it's there and ready to go, it's game time. It don't hurt to see these type of wicks to show up. It don't hurt to wait to see those, to get your entry in. I got the absolute perfect entry with this one, close to it, but you don't have to be that perfect. Just let those wicks pop up. That pretty much means it's exhausted. You can get in from there. It is 4:55 a.m. and we are approaching almost to the midway point. Now, you can't get up this far and not lock in no profits. All right. So what I'm going to show y'all is we're going to turn this into a risk-free trade. We're going to lock in that much money right there. So that's like a couple thousand. All right. So the stop loss came up, and that number is 3968. All right. So we're going to go to the pencil. We're going to put a stop loss in at 3968.81. All right, so we just put a stop loss in. Now that's to protect us if the market ends up dropping. Okay, the market might drop and we'd be protected, but you can't be up here and not secure no money. But I do think we're gonna keep climbing, and I might hold this thing all day. You know what I mean? All day. It's just gonna be patient. So I'm gonna keep an eye out on it, and hopefully we can report back with a win, with a big win.
As price started moving, I wasn't celebrating. I wasn't moving stops every 5 seconds. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I simply let the market do what I expected it to do. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. The market goes up. You move the stop loss right under the candle that's moving. Like, bro, just take all the profit. What's the point of that? All right, these candles go back and forth. So you basically scared and you hoping that it just continues shooting up. No. You move your stop loss and profit and you let it go, and then you don't move it again until it make another pullback and hold. Then you can move the stop loss above that level. And as price continue higher and make another pivot and show you that it's holding, then you keep moving, you trail the stop loss like that.
So we over halfway to take profit. Everything is looking good. Everything is looking beautiful. I don't think that we're gonna reach 20,000. I definitely doubt that. I really don't. I don't see it. I told you, the more that these candles keep going up, that 50 moving average, that line, that red line, is going to come down. And so I got to keep adjusting this green area. And the more I got to keep adjusting it, the shorter the profits is going to be. Also, if you look at the Fibonacci, and if we go from this high to this low, we are at the 38.2. That's that white line. We at the 38.2. So one thing for sure is when it break the 23.6, it's going to go to the 38.2. Now, it's not guaranteed, that we gonna go all the way up here. But I definitely know we're going to go to the 38 too, and we already there. So that's what I'm keeping my eye out on. I might be taking profit at the 50% level. For those who don't know, that golden zone is right here. The 61.8% and the 50% level. Both of those equal the golden zone for all my new people. Let me delete this fib. That's what I'm seeing. So I might be taking profit as soon as it hit that golden zone, because I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want nothing crazy to happen. I don't want no news to happen and drop this thing. I got to secure my profits. So we're going to start watching this pretty closely here.
Now, unfortunately, some people will watch this and only see money. That's the wrong lesson. The money is the result. The real lesson was patience. One thing I learned was great trades usually look boring before they become exciting. I spent far more time waiting than I did trading. That's why I believe gold is one of the strongest markets. Once you understand where institutions are likely stepping in, which in this case was the demand zone, you're simply waiting for price to come back to you, and you wouldn't have it any other way.
So we up 13,000. Just letting it ride out all morning. It's 5:58 now. It's pretty much 6 o'clock. My last update was 4:55. So you can see how long this stuff is taking. I'm trying to give y'all a good reference point or a good reference so you can kind of just see how long and how much time this stuff takes. I am a scalper. I would have been out of this thing. Matter of fact, on my normal trading, if this wasn't a prop firm, like my normal money, I'd have been out about right up in here. Now, right at the take profit line. I would have got in, got my little money, and I'd have been out of here, went back to sleep. You know, I'm not even fully sleeping right now because you got to watch gold. You can't just sleep on gold and just let it do what it do. I don't have that mindset with gold. Heck no. So it's about to be 6 o'clock. I could let the 6 o'clock candle open and see if it's going to push up, but the 6 o'clock candle could push down. So what do we do? You know what I mean? So, but this is a prop firm account. This is a challenge account. So I kind of want to take a little bit more risk than I normally do because it's a prop firm. You know, I paid for the prop firm. I paid $1,000 for this $200,000 account. You know what I mean? You know, so I did put some money on the line, but I mean, I ain't gonna say $1,000 ain't nothing. You know, it ain't that much to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's little enough for me to take a risk, you know. So if I can get like maybe 15,000 of that 20, I only got 5,000 left if I get the 15. Right now I got about 6,000 to go to get the goal, because you got to get the 20,000. I'm not sure if we're going to get there or not. I think I'm going to take profit. I'm ready to go to sleep, man. I haven't been to sleep really since last night. I haven't been to sleep. So I'm like really tired. You probably can hear it in my voice. I'm trying not to sound like that, but at this point, I can't even help it. So yeah, we had 15,000. The goal has been reached. Well, not the $20,000 goal, but the 15 is cool. So we're going to take that. So we made 15,000 in one trade. So we definitely take that. Probably going to shoot all the way up there. And look, some of y'all going to be like, man, this thing would have went all the way up to the top. I should have held it. You can't think like that. You can't even think like that. You got to be like, look, I was tired. My mental was starting to get fatigued. My thinking process, my thought process was starting to get fatigued. I was starting to have decision fatigue. So you got to be like, hey, I'm done. Like, I'm tapped out. I hit my limit. Of course, it probably would go all the way up there. But once it's good. It's better to be aware of your mental, of your emotions. It's better to be aware of that, because that's what you got to be in tune with to stay in the game for many, many years to come. I've been doing this for 10 years. So listen to me when I say it's better to be in tune with how you're feeling. Get out of that market. All right, because then you get all lazy and sloppy and mismanage the money and end up losing everything you gained. We can't have that. We got to stay sharp and think at an optimal level at all times when you in this market.
The funny thing is, after making over 15,000, most traders will start feeling invincible. That's exactly when accounts get blown though. Because your biggest enemy after a huge win isn't the market, it's overconfidence. So in the next episode, episode 4, I'm gonna show you the battle every trader faces after a massive winning day. And truthfully, whether I stay disciplined or give all of the money back or some of the money back, I don't know. We'll see in episode 4. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe. And let's make this money, baby. Peace.